Welcome, collectors and history enthusiasts, to a journey that takes us back over a century to the year 1898, a year of transformation and significance in American coinage history. Today, we focus our lens on the half-dollar minted in that pivotal year, a coin that embodies not just the face value of 50 cents, but the essence of a nation at the turn of the century. Before we dive into the metallic composition and minting details, let us set the stage for America in 1898, a nation recovering from economic challenges and stepping boldly onto the global stage. The Spanish-American War was reshaping the country's identity and ambitions. The economic climate was still influenced by the aftermath of the Panic of 1893, but optimism and industrial growth were steadily rising. This was a time when coinage was more than money. It was a reflection of art, culture, and the aspirations of a young nation. The 1898 half-dollar carries the liberty-seated design, a design that had graced the nation's coinage for decades, symbolizing the enduring ideals of liberty and democracy. But this is not merely a coin to be held. It is a story frozen in silver, a piece of American history minted with precision and care at the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints. The obverse features the figure of Liberty seated gracefully upon a rock. In her right hand, she holds a pole topped with a Phrygian cap, a symbol of freedom and the pursuit of liberty. Her left hand rests upon a shield that bears the national stripes, a protective emblem reflecting the strength and resilience of the United States. Every line, every contour on this coin was carefully engraved by the talented hands of the era, capturing the elegance and symbolism intended to inspire every citizen who held it. The reverse showcases an eagle with wings partially spread, a powerful symbol of vigilance and national pride. The eagle grasps arrows and an olive branch, signifying the balance of war and peace, the readiness to defend, yet the yearning for harmony. The intricate design reflects the artistry and the technical skill of the United States mint engravers, whose work was at the pinnacle of numismatic craftsmanship. By 1898, the mints were using the established standard of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving the coin both a pleasing heft and the durability needed for circulation. The weight and diameter were carefully regulated, with the half-dollar weighing approximately 12.5 grams and spanning 30 centimeters in diameter, creating a coin that feels substantial and satisfying in the hand. Collectors often note the rich toning and subtle variations in strike that give each coin its unique personality. But beyond the physical details lies the story of its circulation. The 1898 half-dollar traveled through countless hands, from bustling city merchants to rural farmers, from bank tellers to everyday Americans. Every scratch and mark tells a silent story of commerce, exchange, and the rhythms of daily life. Over a century ago, some coins were saved meticulously in family collections, becoming heirlooms passed down through generations, while others bore the marks of daily use, but all carried the imprint of history. We must also consider the mintage numbers. Philadelphia produced over 6 million coins and San Francisco just under 400,000, making the S-mint variety notably rarer and highly sought after by collectors. The difference in rarity influences the collector market today and offers a fascinating window into minting priorities, distribution patterns, and the economics of the late 19th century. As we explore the variations of the 1898 half-dollar, we encounter differences in die states, small details in the engraving that can signal early or late strikes. These subtleties challenge even experienced collectors to examine each coin closely with magnification to understand the history locked within its metal surface. The coin's journey did not end with its circulation. The 1898 half-dollar became a collectible item as the practice of coin collecting grew in America. In the early 20th century, numismatists began to appreciate the artistry, historical context, and rarity of these coins, leading to the establishment of grading standards that we use today, from circulated to uncirculated, from XF to MS grades. The condition of the coin dramatically affects its value, but beyond mere dollars, it is the story, the symbolism, and the connection to a bygone era that captivates collectors and historians alike. Consider to the global context, 1898 marked the conclusion of the Spanish-American War and the emergence of the United States as a significant player on the world stage. Owning a coin from this year is like holding a piece of the nation's growing influence, a tangible connection to an era when America was asserting its presence abroad while nurturing its domestic identity. The 1898 half dollar also provides a window into the evolution of coinage technology. The minting process involved highly skilled engravers and precise machinery to ensure consistency and quality. The dies were carefully polished and prepared to withstand the pressures of mass production, a balancing act between artistry and efficiency. The edges of the coin feature reading, a feature introduced to prevent clipping, the practice of shaving small amounts of silver from coins, an early measure to protect the integrity of currency and maintain public trust. The coin also serves as a teaching tool for understanding monetary policy, the silver standard, and the economic conditions of the late 1800s. As historians and collectors examine this coin, they uncover insights into trade patterns, domestic prosperity, and the everyday life of ordinary Americans who relied on it for commerce and savings. In today's collector market, the 1898 half dollar commands respect for its design, craftsmanship, and historical significance. Coins in pristine condition can fetch impressive sums at auction, while circulated examples still carry an allure that transcends monetary value. They are reminders of the nation's resilience, growth, and artistic achievement. Each coin holds a unique fingerprint, a combination of minting conditions, handling, and time that no other coin can replicate. This personal connection between collector and coin is what fuels the passion for numismatics and drives enthusiasts to study historical documents, auction records, and mint reports to uncover the full story of every piece. As we conclude our exploration, we realize the 1898 half dollar is more than a silver piece. It is a storyteller bridging the past and present a tangible link to the hopes, dreams, and daily lives of Americans over a century ago. From the symbolism of liberty to the eagle's protective stance, from the careful craftsmanship of the mint to the rich history of circulation, each detail invites us to reflect, appreciate, and preserve. This coin challenges us to consider the artistry of currency, the narrative of history, and the enduring appeal of collecting. To hold an 1898 half dollar is to hold a moment in time, a slice of American heritage, and a piece of a story that continues to captivate collectors and historians alike. So whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a curious newcomer, this coin offers a doorway into understanding America's past, its economic evolution, its artistic expression, and its unyielding pursuit of liberty and excellence. The 1898 half dollar reminds us that every coin carries a story and every collector becomes a guardian of history, preserving these remarkable artifacts for generations yet to come. Imagine holding a piece of American history so powerful that it carries the weight of a changing nation in the palm of your hand, a coin born in an era of transformation, ambition, and national pride, a coin struck at the dawn of a new century when America stood at the crossroads of old traditions and modern dreams. Welcome to the story of the 1901 Barber half dollar, a journey through time, metal craftsmanship, and the world of numismatic fascination. Today, you are about to discover why the 1901 half dollar is more than just silver, more than just currency, and more than just another collectible. It is a time capsule forged in the fires of history and preserved by collectors who understand its true meaning. As we begin this documentary style exploration, picture yourself stepping back into the year 1901. The American economy was shifting, industries were rising, and technological advancements were reshaping the world. The United States Mint was producing coins that represented stability, strength, and authority, and among them the Barber half dollar stood as one of the most iconic pieces of the era. The 1901 issue in particular carries a story deepened by its mintage figures, its artistic origins, its role in everyday life, and its Journey through circulation scarcity and Servi Volto truly understand the 1901 half dollar, we must first look at the mind behind the design. Charles E. Barber, the chief engraver of the United States Mint, his artistic approach shaped American coinage. For decades, Barber believed in simplicity, power, and clarity, and his style reflected the nation's values. At the turn of the century, the obverse of the 1901 half dollar showcases liberty in a classical profile, wearing a Phrygian cap crowned with laurels symbolizing victory, strength, and honor. The motto, "In God We Trust," arches above, while 13 stars surround liberty, representing the original colonies. The date 1901 rests firmly below, serving as the anchor of this legendary coin. The reverse continues the symbolism, featuring the American bald eagle aggressively spreading its wings, clutching arrows that represent military readiness, and an olive branch representing peace. United together, they symbolize America's philosophy of peace. Through strength, this bold and traditional artistic direction became one of the defining characteristics of Barber coinage. Imagine the United States Mint in the year 1901 bustling with workers' metallic clatter echoing through large industrial halls powered by steam engines and early electrification. It was a fascinating period of transition. The half dollars of 1901 were produced at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, New Orleans, and San Francisco. Each mint had its own identity, character, and production levels. Philadelphia, the mother mint, struck the largest quantity, but even those numbers were not massive compared to other years. New Orleans added its own share, but the coinage quality from that mint was sometimes inconsistent due to outdated machinery. San Francisco, known for sharp strikes and strong details, created its own version with a smaller mintage, and today, the 1901's half dollar stands as the key rarity of the year, especially in high-grades. Collectors worldwide know that a true gem example of the 1901's Barber half dollar is one of the toughest and most valuable Barber coins ever. Prada said, but rarity alone is not the full story. Imagine the typical American in 1901 walking into a general store handing over a Barber half dollar for groceries, or gas for a kerosene lamp, or a week's supply of flour. This coin traveled through millions of lives. It passed between farmers, factory workers, soldiers, travelers, businessmen, and families. Everyday Americans trusted coins like the 1901 half dollar to move the economy, and the consistent weight and purity of silver gave the public confidence when paper money was not yet widely trusted. This everyday circulation wore down many coins, reducing the number of surviving high-grade pieces that make collectors today treasure the few that remain untouched. By Timino, journey deeper into the historical landscape of 1901. The United States was entering the progressive era, a time of political reform and rising industrial power. Theodore Roosevelt would soon become president. Trains, automobiles, and new machines were transforming the very shape of American society. The half dollar minted during this period became a silent witness to everything from the boom of industry to the expansion of cities to the rise of immigration. As millions of newcomers arrived seeking opportunity, the 1901 Barber half dollar traded hands in a nation, rapidly becoming an economic giant. Silver content of the 1901 half dollar also adds significant importance. Each coin was made from 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it durability and intrinsic value. And because silver was a precious metal rising and falling with economic changes, these coins were often melted during times of financial stress, wars, or when silver prices surged. Over the decades, countless Barber halves disappeared forever, increasing the scarcity of original survivors left for collectors today. Now imagine a collector in the 1930s flipping through an album searching for early 20th century half dollars. By this time, the majority of 1901 halves were already worn thin, making the few well-preserved examples incredibly desirable. Numismatists began to rank these Coins inspect them, grade them, and share stories about where each particular coin traveled. Did it survive untouched in an old bank vault? Did it rest for years in a forgotten drawer? Did a family heirloom protect it through generations? Every high grade 1901 half-dollar carries a mysterious personal history, one that blends with national history, making it more than just silver, but a story captured in metal. As we move through the decades, the 1901 Barber half-dollar gained increasing respect among serious collectors, whether someone collects because of rarity, beauty, silver content, mint origin, or historical significance. The 1901 series has something unique to offer. The Philadelphia coin represents tradition and availability. The New Orleans coin offers charm and challenge, while the San Francisco coin represents elite rarity and stands as one of the most coveted half-dollars of the entire Barber series. Collectors know that finding a sharply struck 1901s is a moment of triumph and pride, because the original mintage was low and the number of survivors in top condition is even lower, making it a numismatic treasury. As we approach the modern era of collecting, auction houses began showcasing remarkable examples of the 1901 Barber half-dollar. Stories emerged of record-breaking prices, collectors competing for the finest pieces, and prestigious collections featuring this iconic date. The market value climbed not only for rare mint marks, but also for exceptional condition coins with original luster, sharp strike, and full details of Liberty's laurel wreath and the eagle's feathers. Each of these high-end coins represents history preserved at its absolute best. Think now about what it means to hold a 1901 half-dollar. Today, over a century has passed since the coin was minted. Presidents came and went, wars transformed nations, new technologies changed the world. The way Americans live, travel, work, and communicate is entirely different, yet this coin remains unchanged. A survivor from a different era, a physical reminder of craftsmanship, tradition, and national identity. The Barber design, the later replaced by the Walking Liberty half-dollar, remains a cornerstone of American numismatics. If someone new to the hobby picks up a 1901 half-dollar, they are not just holding a collectible, they are touching a relic from a time when America was shaping its future. When coins were more than monetary tools, they were artistic expressions of national pride. The weight of silver, the sound of the coin, the texture of the design all tell the story of a bygone era, and every nick, scratch, and patina marks the journey of that individual piece.